Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today I have a deck called Take Your Last Breath, and this is a championless Freljord Shadow Isles deck where we're utilizing pretty much all of the Last Breath units from those two regions. And in particular, this is an Undying deck. And the Undying, in order to kind of power them up, we have to get them to die. A lot of times the enemy isn't too willing to kill the Undying themselves, thus powering them up, and so we have to do it ourselves. And because we're running pretty much only the Last Breath units and their abilities, we aren't running things like the Ethereal Remitter, we aren't running the, I forget its name, let me look real quick. We're not running the Chronicler of Ruin. Instead, we're running things like Glimpse Beyond, we're running Avalanche, and we're running Icequake. Icequake has been a new card that has been almost meta-defining. It was more so at the beginning of the expansion, but it is still a very good card, especially now that Ionia, well, I guess I shouldn't say that since Lee Sin is popular now, but Deny hasn't been a huge staple in a lot of decks for a little while now, so you can get an Icequake off and completely destroy aggro-like decks as well as power up your Undying. This is a super good card in this deck. I really enjoy playing it with the Undying. And it works really well with some other cards. So yeah, because we've got all these Last Breath ability units, we get some sort of benefit from killing them off. So the Warden's Prey is going to create a Last Breath follower in hand that costs 3 or less. The Avarosan Sentry is drawing you 1. The Curse Keeper produces the Escaped Abomination. So kind of depending on our hand state, we can play these cards, kind of trick the enemy into developing, especially if they're an aggro deck. Once they've used all of their mana and a lot of their cards, we will use things like the Avalanche, proccing things like the Curse Keeper, letting out the Escaped Abomination, and allowing us to get a huge hit onto the enemy nexus. Really the same thing can be said about the Undying. You can use this on your defending turn. Because the Undying can't block, we can use Icequake really efficiently if we've got a lot of Undying down, basically negating our opponent's ability to attack and then powering up our Undying for the next round, making it hard for, I guess, our opponent to develop units to block with anyway, and getting a free attack the next round with the Undying. Super fun card. Alright, we're also including a 1 off of Encroaching Shadows. This grants all allies in the deck +1/+1, or +2/+2, and Ephemeral. So we can proc these Last Breath abilities, we can get the Undying out to be really powerful to begin with. Take note though, they do come back after dying the first time as a 3/3, not a 5/5, so take that into account. This doesn't really buff them, they go back to their original state, which is a 2/2 upon dying, and then they're buffed up to a 3/3. Yeah, and then we're finishing off the game with Commander Ledros and Atrocity combos. Atrocity can work well with the Undying if you've killed it off a lot, and it also works well with Commander Ledros. Easy to get a win off with the two of them. Just make sure that the enemy doesn't have a way to I guess, like Frostbite, it doesn't have a way to remove Commander Ledros before using Atrocity. Yeah, and then we've got some mana ramp with Catalyst of Aeons and the Wording Stones, and we've got some healing with Kindly Tavern Keeper and Catalyst of Aeons. So we're kind of like a semi-control deck where we're getting to late game and winning with Atrocity. Yeah, that's about it for this deck. Super fun, you should definitely try it out. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Okay, so we are going against a Twisted Fate Gangplank deck. We actually don't match too terribly against these if we can kind of mitigate the early game damage. So yeah, I really like seeing the Avarosan Sentry here early on. Catalyst of Aeons is pretty good, and Avalanche is actually okay as well. There's a lot of early game, I guess, Bilgewater cards that we can get rid of with Avalanche on turn 3. Just kind of depends on what he has and when he plays them. Alright, so let's play the Avarosan Sentry here.
Nothing escapes my watch.
We'll have enough for Avalanche next turn. Okay, so he doesn't even have a play, it looks like. That tells me there's a good chance that he's got Twisted Fate. Because he's not really trying to level up Gangplank. He's not committing to Gangplank level up with things like Make It Rain. And yeah, we can kind of, like I said, mitigate a lot of that because of our units with their Last Breath abilities. So, right here, I'm actually going to pass. Because he's only going to be able to deal 1 damage to me.
Ready the torches.
I'm okay with that. It does sort of level up, or start leveling up Gangplank a little bit, but overall I'm not too upset. So I think I'm going to be a little bit non-committal here and just go for Stalking Shadows. And the Undying looks pretty good. Alright, and we'll just pass it back. So we can set up an Undying, Avalanche, Icequake sort of combo in the future. The sort of unfortunate thing about having the Undying is that they are 3 mana, so it is, at least early in the game here, they're kind of expensive to play. So for example, I've only got 6 mana at the moment, so I can't play an Undying along with the Avalanche. So that feels kind of bad. It's my attack phase. I think I'm actually going to do Wording Stones. This is going to give me a turn 5 Icequake. I would have had it anyway, but again, kind of non-committal here. So, yeah, it looks like he may have something like Noxian Fervor. I could totally see him having that at the moment. Oh, nope, just a Jagged Butcher. Alright, so he steals a card. With my luck today, it's probably Commander Ledros. So, that's just the way it is. We haven't drawn him yet. Let's see, how do we want to do this? We've got backup here with Catalyst of Aeon, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's just, I guess, block the Poro. He's got some way to take it out. We can use Glimpse Beyond, so we're fine with that. I'm going to play, I think, 2. Which one's Ephemeral here? I think it's this one. Hopefully. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, let's play the Undying. We can play 2 Undying, and then we can set up a we can set up an Icequake for next round. Okay, so this is one card that he pulled, so I'm actually not too upset with that. He's got Nab, 27. The chances of him getting Commander Ledros are pretty high here. He's also got 2 Black Market Merchants, so hopefully it's nothing awful. Okay, so there's another card that he drew. So that means he's got 2 more cards in hand that are mine, I believe. Alright, so we are at 10 here, so we can play nothing. We can play Glimpse Beyond if we want. Yeah, 3 of 5. This makes it kind of awkward for him, so I'm actually going to open attack here. This allows him to develop a little bit, right? So I want him to play his units here. More units. And then I can follow up with an Icequake.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
Okay, so he drew... Okay, so he created the Avarosan Sentry. So that's fine. Actually, there's not really a lot of point to me doing Icequake this round when I can play Avalanche here. He's gonna draw off of this, but it's going to completely destroy his board. Alright, so he drew an Undying. That's fine. We're gonna go like this, heal our Nexus a little bit, retain 3 mana here. And end the round.
Deal me in.
Okay.
Hold it, partner.
Gonna put out an Undying. Everything's in Avalanche range still. Yeah, okay, so that's a tail for me.
Let's talk about your dad.
Let's just kill off the Jagged Butcher here.
No!
Alright, that's fine. We'll use our Catalyst here. Pick a card.
Let him think it's love.
I don't believe he's got anything in his deck that's going to be able to withstand an Icequake. So yeah, we can just open attack here. Threaten 9 damage. Alright, so this tells me he's most likely got more nabs. Or gameplay.
Bilgewater is mine and mine alone. Funny the hand life deals you, don't you think? It's a sharp tongue you've got there, River Snake.
Alright, we're gonna play Curse Keeper first, and we're gonna follow that up with Ice. Well, no, do we want to do Icequake? Not particularly fond of the idea of doing Icequake, but we do need to kill this Twisted Fate off. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make it rain would kill my unit. We go like this. I want to draw a blocker. There we go.
This'll take the chill off.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, okay. So he didn't play his warning shot. So yeah.
Nothing. Spread your fire. I've carved meat bigger than you.
Alright, we gotta block like this. So that's fine. We do not want to do that. That is setting me up actually for a oof. If he's got a Riptide Rex, that would wreck me. And I'm almost positive he's got a Riptide Rex, so I'm just gonna use Stalking Shadows here and say okay. I can almost guarantee he's got a Riptide Rex. Okay, now he's out of range. I'm just gonna Avalanche right now. I need to get rid of his Twisted Fate. Alright, so he stole the wording stones. That's ephemeral. That's funny. That's funny. Alright, let's lead off with Stalking Shadows here. I kind of like the idea of the Avarosan Sentry, actually. He didn't use Riptide Rex, so unless he's drawn it this round, I think we're in a pretty good spot. So let's play the Avarosan Sentry, one of them. We're going to follow this up with an Icequake at the end of the round.
Lost a fair game.
Okay, so this is fine.
Dead in their tracks.
I'm actually okay with him doing that there.
In Avarosa's name.
Okay, I actually think we gotta use the Avarosan Sentry here. I need to spread out my damage.
Yeah, you don't want to cross me.
Safeguard our homes!
Ever consider a henching career?
Yeah, he's got a block here with his champions.
I'm gonna gut you. Light the signal fires.
Alright, now we just need him to play a card, and then we can use Atrocity to finish off the game here. I kind of don't think he's going to be able to deal enough damage here. He doesn't have any, yeah, okay.
Stacking the odds.
That should be it. I don't think he can do anything to stop us here. And he surrendered, so we got it. Yeah, kind of slow there. Definitely a fun deck though. I really enjoy playing this deck, especially with like the Stalking Shadows and Encroaching Darkness sort of combo at the end of the game. That's pretty fun. Yeah, Captain Ledros as well at the end of the game is pretty good too. Nab is as annoying as ever, stealing my cards and using them against me. Fortunately though, he didn't really draw any that had a huge impact on me, which is really nice. I appreciate that from his black market merchant for keeping it a little fair at least. So anyway, pretty happy with that. Glad we got a good gameplay there and got the Atrocity win on the Undying.